Hey guys, Kyle here with another video for the YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how to actually make money with outbound. Um, and I feel like a lot of people say outbound doesn't work, but it does. And there's a few things you need to know about outbound for it to actually make sense. And I feel like some people here in this video are gonna have like a aha moment, like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. So yeah, I'm just gonna hop right in. So the two main factors that really affect your outbound strategy and your outbound results is your data and your offer. So where are you getting your data? How hit up is that data? How enriched is that data? Is that data scored? There's a lot of different factors that go into data. This video is not about data. It's about kind of how to make money with it. Okay. And then your offer. Is your offer bad? Like, not necessarily your service is bad, but has the market heard about your offer before? Right. And does your offer actually solve their problem and it's tailored to them? So for example, like SEO is, yeah, it helps, right? But it's a bad offer because people have been hit up about SEO services for the past 10 plus years. And they've heard every single thing and every single pitch about SEO. So when you get another cold email about SEO, it's just another email and they ignore it, right? It's a pattern. Now, a decent offer is something more performance based, something more unique. It's just something that like not everyone's really doing, right? So most people are in the bad offer range. This could be SEO, this could be pay-per-click ads, just that type of stuff. That's in the bad range. And then great offer slash something unique. So I just had this cold email that I actually replied to. I never reply to cold emails. This guy he has a software. It's called Extrovert. And they do LinkedIn comments with AI. So personally, me, I was doing all my LinkedIn comments myself every single day. It took about an hour or more a day of me manually having to do that. And it was tiring and it's tedious and it doesn't really use my brain. And basically, he has this AI that automates all of that for you. So I would like that made sense for me. That was a great offer. I was like, and it's only $25 a month. $25 a month to get an hour back of my day every single day. Like that's a great offer. I guarantee this guy is getting tons of positive replies. So that's an example of a great offer compared to SEO, right? It's tailored to me. He probably scraped me off of LinkedIn and saw that I was posting. So he had good data. And then he made a great offer to actually solve the problem. He saw that I was probably commenting. I was posting every day, right? So that's an example of like a great slash decent offer. And there's stuff that's even greater than that, right? So really great offers are something really unique that no one else is doing, right? Like very few people are doing, and it really solves a problem that someone has. Okay. So some of the KPIs for that. So like if you're cold emailing for SEO, right? Every 1,000 to 10,000 contacts, you'll probably get a lead. So if you've done like 100 cold emails and you're like, I haven't got any positive replies yet, cold email doesn't work. Your offer sucks, or you aren't really that good at cold email yet, or you're just not really doing enough volume. So there's a range here, and that's kind of where tactics come into play. So if you're really good at cold email, you might be able to get down to thousands, but if you're really bad, you might be higher in the 10,000s. But the only way to solve that is with more volume, buying programs, watching content. I don't sell any programs, but every program I buy makes me way better. So, and then you can see here for decent offer, every 500 to 1,000 contacts, you'll get a lead. For a great offer, every 50 to 500 contacts, you'll get a lead. And realistically, you could probably get a lead every 20 contacts if it's something extremely good. But usually with the really, 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 really great offers, the data size usually isn't too big because they're just so unique and. So then you do the same thing for cold calls, right? I don't cold call necessarily, so I don't really know exactly what these are, but I'm kind of like assuming this is kind of the ballpark range. I would say this is for people who actually answer the phone, right? This isn't just calling somebody and they don't pick up. I think if you talk to 300 people to 1,000 people, you probably get a lead with a bad offer. If it's a decent offer, every 100 to 300, maybe even a little bit lower. And then for a great offer, every 10 to 100 people, you should get something. You should get a lead, right? But you're actually talking to people, so you're more likely to turn them into a lead than just sending a cold email. So you see this, you see how there's a range. Like I said, this is where the cold email and cold call tactics come into play. Utilizing these will improve your contact to lead ratio, but it won't fix the foundation, which is the offer. So you will never take an SEO offer and get every 10 out of 100 contacts into a lead. 50 out of 500 contacts into a lead. It's just the offer, the foundation, right? Now you can get better data. Maybe in the future they'll have really great data where they'll know the second someone wants SEO, But I don't think so. I don't know. But yeah, so really just analyze where you're at. Like, are you PPC SEO type of offer? Lead reactivation. You're probably in a bad offer range. Decent offer is something really good. Something pretty dang good. Like the one with the LinkedIn comments I was saying. I haven't really seen many great offers yet because what I do isn't really super specialized in niche. So I don't know. But maybe that LinkedIn one was a great one. So now let's do the math, right? Let's say we scraped 50,000 contacts for our contractors. If we cold email, if we have a bad offer, we'll get about 5 to 50 leads for contacting 50,000 contractors. 50 leads, if you're really bordering that decent end and you kind of got like really good tactics, like you've been doing this for a while, you know what you're doing, you're really good, right? And then decent offer, same thing. You should expect around 50 to 100 leads for every 50,000 contacts. Great offer, 100 to 1,000 leads. So you can see, there might be companies who are contacting the same amount of contacts as you, but they're getting way more leads. And if they're getting like 10x more leads than you, it's most likely their offer is actually better than you. And then they probably are better tactics too. So when you might think about cold email or cold calling not working, you really have to analyze really where you're at on this. Like, where are you at? How good is your data? How good is your offer, right? Because you may be dog shit at outbound, but it most likely is the volume of outbound that is the problem. So when I started cold emailing, I did it manually. I was doing the Loom stuff, and I sent like 25 cold emails a day for like a week, and I was like, this shit doesn't work. Cold email does not work. And then I actually revisited it about a year later, and I started doing cold email again at scale with Instantly, and I was getting about 10, 20 leads a month. So it does work. I was just doing way more volume. I was sending hundreds of emails a day, right? And my tactics work better. So additionally, doing more outbound will get you better. But the solution really is do more volume, buy more programs, and watch more content. I don't sell a program, so I'm not trying to get you to buy my program. I'm just saying every program I bought is maybe way better. And you just got to think of the ROI. Like, if you could get 40 leads a month instead of 10 leads a month, and you spent $1,000 on a program, is that worth it to you? Right? Alex Hormozi talks about ignorance debt. You could pay it down with time, or you could pay it down with money. I would rather pay it down with money and make money quicker. I don't want to wait 2 years of learning. I want to make money now. Okay, so kind of now bringing down the math for close rates, right? If you have a bad offer, you get 5 to 50 leads a month. You get 50% of those leads on a call, and then which means you have 2.5 to 25 calls a month, for 50,000 contacts, and then you have a 25% close rate. That means you're closing not even one client to around 6 clients for 50,000 people being contacted. Okay, and this is for cold email. Now, if a decent offer, if you get 50 to 100 leads, you get 50% of those leads on a call, which means you book 25 to 50 calls, and your close rate is around 25%. You should expect 6 through 12 clients with a decent offer for contacting 50,000 people. Now, if you have a great offer and you got 100 to 1,000 leads and you got 50% on a call, 50 to 500 calls, 25% close rate, 12 to 100 clients or customers. So when you see people online who are absolutely crushing it with cold email and you're not, like I said, once again, what is their offer? What tactics are they better than you? And then these are all the things that really affect your leads, calls booked, and close rates. Did you cold call and DM them? Awesome, multi-touch. Did you run ads to them? Do you have a good brand, a high social following, a good website, testimonials? Did you have a pre-call flow after you got that meeting booked where you have a VSL, you have testimonials? Did you have a show up SOP to get as many leads as possible on a call, right? So what I'm saying is when you see someone who is making it work, and if you're not right now, it's not that you're necessarily bad, but there's a lot of things that influence, how many leads you get, how many calls booked you get, your close rate, and then it also comes down to your foundation, your offer, and the data you're contacting. So I hope this kind of gives some more clarity here. But even with horrible skills, though, the great news is it's still a numbers game. So if you just do the numbers, you will get the results and you will get better. That's why people who do the most volume usually win. So the answer is just keep learning, do as much volume as possible, and just keep investing into doing as many, emails or cold calls as possible. So now onto the infrastructure side. So each inbox can send around 560 cold emails per month. So if you're sending 2 emails per contact, right? So you have 2 emails in your sequence, which is pretty short, but if you're trying to do volume, that's what I would do. If you have a bad offer, you want to do less emails per contact because you just want to get as much volume on the contact side of things. So if you're sending 2 emails per contact, that means you're only contacting 280 people per inbox per month. So if we want to hit that 50,000 contacts per month, if you have a bad offer and this is how many contacts you get, how many clients you get for 50,000 contacts, then this is kind of like, I'm just trying to open your eyes here that it might not be you, it might just be your volume, right? So if you want to hit 50,000 contacts per month, you'll need 179 inboxes. So I took 50,000 divided by 280, got 179. Now scale mills where I get my inboxes, they sell like $5 per month cheaper per inbox. So I get each inbox for roughly $350 per inbox. So that's $626 a month just for the 179 inboxes. That doesn't include data, the email tool, the enrichment that you might do in your data, or your domains. So yeah, it adds up. But here's the thing. If you are spending $1,000 a month and you're closing 6 to 12 clients, that's a win. Just do the math. So don't focus too much on the cost. Focus more on the outcome. And in the beginning, you might not know your KPIs, but once you figure them out, you can really forecast, your sales and stuff like that. And keep investing into, your skills, getting more leads, getting those leads to show up on a call, and then closing those leads. Okay. And then actually doing good with your service delivery so they don't churn, so you have the money to reinvest into more volume, right? So if the money's tight, start smaller or lean on cold calling, right? Cold calling's the cheapest way to do it, but you still got to get data. But you could also probably scrape it for free if you know what you're doing. And I make some videos on how to do that. But just remember, if your offer sucks, no amount of volume will save you. Keep improving your pitch, sharpen your skills, and invest into whatever you can. And invest whatever you can back into volume. Sorry, kind of stumbled my words there. And if you don't want to learn and set this all up yourself, I did drop a link in the description. We could book a time to chat about kind of how we could handle this for your business. We work on a pay per lead basis, and we cover all the setup cost. So if that sounds interesting, just click in the link below. But remember, guys, it's just math, right? So if you tried this and it's not working, it's probably your offer or your actual deliverability is bad. So if you're doing cold email and you're doing a lot of volume, but your protocols and how you're sending emails sucks, which means all your emails are going to spam, then no amount of volume will save you, right? So you got to learn the tactics. The tactics are what's going to help you. So just keep watching all my videos, guys. I talk a lot about deliverability. I talk pretty much, I give you everything you need to know about deliverability. Infrastructure, how to write cold emails, how to scrape the data, how to enrich the data, how to save money on cold email. I make all these videos, guys. So just make sure to subscribe, and I'm posting videos daily, guys, now. So I'm giving everything I can to you guys, just trying to teach you guys everything I know. But yeah, just this mindset really changed things for me, and I hope it did for you too. But that's it for now, guys. Bye-bye.